Welcome to Babies from Beyond, the podcast that gives all babies a voice, whether they are still in spirit or already earthside. I'm Lauren Dionysius, a former registered NICU nurse turned baby soul communicator, and I'm here to share the wisdom of today's babies to guide you on your motherhood journey. So today we're continuing with another guest episode where you'll get a glimpse into baby soul communication done live. I've done no preparation for this session. It's literally just jumping on and seeing where we go. So today we have Ash here live, and so you'll hear what her babies and children have to say around her journey, but also theirs. And just a reminder that every woman's journey is different. And so you may notice some similarities. There may be something that resonates. And if so, that's great. Take what's helpful. And if it doesn't, then that's okay as well. Just keep walking. So yes, as you listen, I just invite you to stay curious, keep your heart open, and just be open to what may land, or be open to different possibilities or perspectives around your journey and also your children's journey as well. Okay, Ash, thank you so much for being here and being open to sharing your story and receiving information here on the podcast. Would you like to just share a little bit about your journey and where you're at this time?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lauren. So I'm about 2 years into trying to conceive my second child. I had one miscarriage back in November of 2020 before conceiving my son, who I had in October of 2021. And we've since had 4 miscarriages in a row. So we had one October of 2023, January of 2024, May 2024, and then a miscarriage through December of 24 and January to this year. We've since had a bit of a break in trying to conceive, just trying to get ourselves back mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. And I've just started trying again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for sharing that. I feel like a lot of women will resonate with that, especially around the recurrent losses, which can be so hard to understand and make no sense. So I'm excited to go into that more today and see what's going on. But before we get going, just to be fully transparent, have we worked together before? Have we had any previous readings or sessions before this one?
Yes, I think we've had maybe 2 readings, baby soul readings, that were done by distance, but I also did your Conceive with Confidence course where we had about 5 sessions working together with some other women.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Thank you. All right, so let's go into the reading. So I'm going to do what I normally do, which is like I set intentions and call in those souls that we want to communicate and work with today, or who are here to share information and insights. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll be back to dive into the reading. All right, so I'm back. It took a little longer than usual because I always like to wait for that click that I feel when I feel the presence of the souls and then the connection to them. Okay, so Ash, is there anything in particular that you would like to focus on, or any questions that you have for today's session?
I think maybe just wondering if there are any messages coming through about their losses, the ones that I've lost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see where we go with this, because I did feel 2 souls around you. One of them I feel like we'll go more into this, but like one of them I feel is Owen, his soul and his presence here today. So we'll see what he has to say. And then again, I can't remember previous readings that we've done, but today I'm feeling the strong presence of a more feminine feeling soul. Again, not indicative of the biological sex, but feeling the the presence or the energy of, I'll say her, even though, that's not really what I mean. So let's go into this. So Ash, just out of curiosity, like in previous readings, has it been more of a feminine or a masculine energy around in spirit? Can you remember? Or what's it? I'm just,
Yeah, I think it's been more feminine that's come through.
Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. So, and I think the reason like that both of these children have popped through is that the reasons or the messages are interlinked. So what I'm feeling, and like you don't need to share anything necessarily around this, but like I feel like the just tuning into like the energy of the losses. I mean, there's a few things going on, so I'll explore as many of those as I can or that come through clearly. So one is that it feels like it has been the same soul continuing. I know there's been the 4 losses, and I feel like, because you mentioned that there was a loss before Owen, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like that was him coming, him trying, like he came and then left and then came again to stay. So that's what I'm feeling from that. But I also feel, with this feminine soul, that it has been the same soul that has come through with this series of losses. And again, from our human perspective, that can be really like hard to understand. It's like, why can't they just make up their mind? Why can't they just come and stay already? But what I'm feeling is, and this is not necessarily the cause or the only cause of the losses, but I feel like in relation to your womb, after you had Owen and the recovery, even though I think from memory Owen was already a couple of years old before the first loss, but I do feel like there's the image that this feminine soul is showing me is it's like I keep slipping through, and there's this feeling of not being able to, I don't know if this makes sense, but the visual in my mind is like I'm coming, but I'm not able to hold on. I'm not able to stay. I keep slipping through. I keep slipping through, which is telling me that it could be worth looking energetically at your womb. And if we go more into the Chinese medicine side of things, because I do often recommend, like acupuncture and TCM herbs and all of these sorts of things for women trying to conceive, because again, it's hard to explain in a physical way, because like my human nurse brain's like, well, that isn't right, knowing the anatomy of the womb and that sort of stuff. But energetically, there's this, what I'm feeling with your womb is that there is like a coolness, there's like what I'd call like a yin energy, which makes it feel, it's not that it's not welcoming, but it's like it's a little bit cold, it's a little bit dry, it's a little bit harder for, like a little bit parched. Like I'm talking energetically here, obviously not physically. That makes it harder for a baby's soul to be able to anchor and embed themselves into, I'm talking here like the energy of your womb. And then that can then translate to the physical implantation, obviously, of the embryo into your womb. So energetically, there's this feeling like I'm trying to come through, but I keep slipping. I keep slipping out. I can't hold on. So I feel like one of the reasons for this is what I mentioned. I feel like your womb needs some more heat. It needs some more nourishment. It needs some more support energetically. It needs to be warmed up. It needs more nutrients. It needs more support on that level to make it more available to support not just an embryo, but the energy that it takes to grow a baby as well. I feel like the reason that it is a little bit yin at the moment or cool energetically is, yes, also, you know, your postpartum with Owen, even though, so he must be about 4 now, is he? Is that right?
Yeah, he'll be 4 in October.
4 October. Okay, so I feel that, yeah, actually, I think this episode probably won't go out until after that. So, yeah, so by the time this episode comes out, he would have probably like just turned 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so part of that, what's the word? It's like, it feels like a malnourishment, but again, I'm talking energetically here. And so, yeah, some of that is from postpartum with Owen and what that whole experience took from you. Again, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, all those things, but we're talking energetically here. Because in my experience, like the womb, you know, we store our emotions in our womb. Like we obviously birth babies through there. We can have losses and all of these things. Also our ancestry, like our families, like our mother, our grandmother, all of these parts play a role in the energy of our womb. And so for many women, when they try to conceive a baby, it's like the energy of the womb is not like strong enough or even contained enough or nourished enough or yang enough, as in like having enough movement, having enough warmth, strength, like all of these types of qualities to be able to really support and nourish the growth of a baby. And so when that happens, then the physical body can release that embryo, or in the case of miscarriage, it can stay for a little while, but then it's like the energy of the womb is not enough to grow and support the growing child. And that's what I'm feeling here. And it's kind of like each loss has depleted you and has continued to like make your womb like cooler, a little bit. It's the word again, it's like I feel the energy, but it's trying to put it into words. Yeah, like cooler, smaller, a little bit less hospitable. I know that sounds harsh, but like when I lean into, maybe I'll put it this way, like when I lean into the energetics of a womb that is nourished, or how healthy womb energetics feel to me is it's very warm but not too much heat either, because that can cause other problems. But there's balance there. So you've got yang energy, there's warmth, there's heat, there's well nourished, it's moist, as in like it's not too dry. It's like, again, there's probably funny words. It's like it's plump, it's soft, it's kind of like dark and cozy, and like all of these qualities is like how it feels energetically for a womb that's ready, willing, and able to receive and grow a baby. So when I tune into a womb and it feels not that, and it feels a little bit, as I said, more dry, a little bit cooler, a little bit, depleted, then that's telling me that your womb doesn't have the energy right now to support a growing child. But what you can do, and this is the good thing about it, is that you can bring that energy back and bring that balance back into you. And often our womb too, or what I'm feeling for you, Ash, in particular, that could also be like a bigger reflection of your daily life as well. You know, as women, we often tend to give more than we receive. We're go, we're not taking that time to replenish ourselves and fill our own cup. And especially with the 3-year-old or 4-year-old running around, then, you know, you're not going to have a lot of time, you know, for yourself. And like, I totally get that. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling into, is kind of a long-winded explanation, but trying to, really tune into like the energy of your womb space. And that I feel like it does need a little more support right now to fill it back up. You know, think of it as like a glass half empty. It's like, you know, it needs to be replenished, needs to be filled up, whether that's with acupuncture, Chinese medicine, energy work, womb healing. Yeah, all of these things will help with that, or even your own, you can do womb meditations and things like that, breath work. All of these things can help to bring energy back into your womb space to bring it more balanced. Yeah, sorry, that was like a long-winded beginning to this, but anything you want me to clarify around that? Any other questions? Did that help? Was it not helpful? Let me know.
It's interesting because you said a similar thing, I think, back in January when I had that loss.
Right.
Yes. So kind of confirming that. So is it still the state now, or is that the state that it was in?
I'm still feeling that now. And what I'm feeling is that there's some kind of, it actually feels like there's an energy leak. So when I say that, it could be, it's like there's still something that's continuing to deplete you. And sometimes too, even if we're doing all of these things, it's kind of like a leaky bucket. You can keep, filling it up from the top, like putting water in the bucket. But if there's holes in the bottom, then that water's going to continue to leak out. So I do feel that there is this leak. I still feel that there is a depletion there. And to be honest, I don't know if it's because I can't remember what it was like back earlier in the year. But it does feel as though, there's still this energy I've been talking about is still there. Like it's still playing a role. As to whether it's better or worse than what it was, I can't remember. Yeah, I do feel that, there's still more balancing that kind of needs to happen at the moment for not only your womb to feel safe bringing another child in, but also you as well, and also this child as well, because these things I've been talking about, like some children more than others, but they also need this energy to be able to land. So because let me put it this way, have you felt a difference, or have you been doing anything to support your womb space? Does the energy feel different for you, or you haven't noticed a difference, or what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I have noticed a bit of a difference. I have been kind of focusing on it because, it was something that had come up previously. So it was something that I have been trying to work on. And I did do acupuncture for a bit, just working on my nutrition, making sure that that's helpful and balancing, and also, the womb meditations and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. So so it may be better than what it was. But as I said, I think just being really curious about if there's anything that you still feel is depleting you or taking from you. And it may be that, you need more sleep, or going to bed earlier, or, any little things that you can do to, because it's so I'm not getting a strong feeling on what that leak is. I was drawn to your sleep because the way it feels is if there's still something that's you're not getting enough of, or is still depleting you, then, as I said, bringing these other things in, it will still help, but possibly not to the degree that you need it to be. So the first thing that came to mind, and I don't know if this is literally it, or it could be more symbolic, but it's like sleep. If you're constantly lacking in sleep and you're never really catching up, for example, and it may be sleep, it may be time, it might be particular nutrients or something like that. But if there's something that's still constantly lacking, and let's go back to the sleep example, then if you're never sort of catching up on your sleep, then you're always kind of going to be behind the eight ball with trying to fill up your womb or bring energy into the space. Because is there anything that comes to mind around that? How is your sleep? Is there anything that you feel that you can't quite get on top of?
Sleep probably is one of those things. The typical mum thing of once your kid goes to sleep, you stay up doing things that you should really stop doing and go to sleep. but you're like, I finally have some time to myself, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, sleep is probably one thing that I could definitely try and get more of.
Yeah. I think, and it's funny because that was, as I said, that was the thing that sort of kept coming up, because we underestimate how much sleep does for us. And basically we just, well, I mean, it's so much easier said than done, right? But basically we just go to bed and then it happens while we're not aware of it. So it is like one of the simplest ways to top up our energy. But yeah, totally understand that there's things you have to do once Owen goes to bed and all of that. But maybe there's a way to still do some of those things, but maybe not as much of those things. So even if you're able to get to bed half an hour earlier than what you normally would, so you're still able to do some things, but then going to bed as well. Because I feel like, yeah, and that's something that you can really do to support your energy, but also your womb's energy as well. Is there any other questions around this, or anything that you want me to clarify?
No questions there.
No? Okay. So yeah, so how are you feeling after that? Like, it sounds like some of it was a bit familiar to last session we did, which, as I said, like I literally never remember these sessions, never remember the details. So which is good. I prefer it that way. So that way I can tune in with a clean slate and just see what comes through. And it's always interesting to me when similar situations come up. The other thing that I kept seeing, Ash, when I was like tuning into all of this is, and it may be something actually you can combine with sleep, or at least, you know, if you start going to bed early, like earlier, I should say, even just, as I said, 20 minutes, half hour. And again, I can't remember if I've mentioned this before, but I keep seeing you like putting your hands on your womb as well, on your lower belly, and just breathing, just taking a few breaths, because it's like when we focus on a particular area, we bring energy into that area as well. So it's a really simple way for you to be able to bring energy into your womb space without, you know, necessarily having to go and see an acupuncturist or, you know, all of these things. It's something that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm very much about, you know, keeping things simple and doable and really practical. So I just, kept seeing that little image of you, is like you laying there, like before you drift off to sleep, and just putting, your hands over your stomach, your lower belly, and just breathing in. It's like you feel the breath underneath your hands, like your belly moving up and down as you breathe. And again, it's that focus. When we bring our mind to something, that's when we can help bring energy into wherever we're focusing on. So, okay. Yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Anything that surprised you? Anything that, that resonated in particular, or didn't resonate?
No, I think it's been all good to hear that, you know, that this is the same soul trying. As hard as it is to hear, it's also good to know that they're sticking around and trying.
Yeah.
And that hopefully we can get things on the right track, and the next time they'll be able to stick around.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I tune into the timeline for this soul, I do feel like in the next few months, like I'm feeling, I don't know why, actually this has come up a few times in readings in the last few weeks, so which makes me wonder that, because sometimes there's like these particular times or particular months that can be really powerful and potent for conception energy, like just the general energy of conception, whether it's numerologically or astrologically, or who knows what else is going on with the planet and the cosmos and the universe. But May 2026 has come up a few times in readings, and it just popped into my mind then when I was sort of feeling into, okay, this soul's been 4 times now, like, you know, when is an aligned time for her to come back to you? And I felt the number 5, and which is interesting because that would be like the 5th time, her 5th attempt, I guess. And then, May 26 popped in. So it's not to say it can't happen earlier than that. It's also not to say that it definitely will happen then. But as I feel into the energies, and maybe I need to do my own research on what's happening in May 2026 next year, but it does feel like a powerful and potent time for conception energy. So just something to keep in mind, be curious about, just like park at the back of your mind without overly focusing on it. But I think sometimes just having something out there as like a guide can be helpful as like a direction for us to go. Because I do feel that she's going to come. I do feel that Owen is expecting her or this child, whether male or female. But I feel like, there's just some things for her to journey through. She's getting used to the earth. She's also helping you to prepare your womb space for her as well. And and that it could still be, as I said, a few months in the making with her landing here or trying to land here. So yes, as I said, could be earlier than that, maybe later than that, but something to just keep in mind. Okay, so thank you so much, Ash, for being here today and for sharing your story and being willing to hear wisdom and messages from your baby souls to guide your journey. So I really want to thank you for being here, and also thank these two children as well. I want to thank Owen for having the courage to come to the earth at this time. The earth is not an easy place to be as a human right now. So I want to thank him for being here. And I also want to, thank and honor this feminine soul and her journey, and to really acknowledge the path that she has chosen, to honor her attempts and her journey in however way that's going to look for her. So if this stirred something in you, then I invite you to check out the show notes below. Whether you're trying to conceive, currently pregnant, have experienced loss, or already have babies and children here on the earth, you can book your own baby soul reading, which is a deeper dive to the one that we've done today. And it can give you a lot more insights on your journey in particular. So you can check out the link in the show notes or visit the website bornenergy.com.au. Thank you for tuning in to Babies from Beyond. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to leave me a review just wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, head over to Instagram and give me a follow at Born Energy, and check out the show notes for more ways that you can connect with your baby's soul, including one-on-one readings and online programs to support you. Until next time, trust your journey and your baby. Take care.